Hello everyone, we are discussing about aggregate planning. Aggregate planning is a method for developing an overall manufacturing plan that ensures uninterrupted production at a facility. Basically, aggregate production planning typically is applied to a 3 to 18 months period. That is, aggregate planning covers all production activities at a facility, not just individual production runs or the manufacture of individual products. The goal of aggregate planning is to minimize operating costs by matching production demand with the production capacity. The ideal outcome of aggregate planning is to maximize a facility's productivity at the lowest possible cost to the manufacturer. Next, we are discussing about objectives of aggregate planning. The primary goals of minimizing cost and maximizing profit. The main objectives of the aggregate planning includes minimize inventory investment, minimize workforce demand and fluctuation, maximize production rates while minimizing fluctuation, maximize facility and production equipment utilization. The first objective is minimize inventory investment. That means aggregate planning software optimally balances efforts to minimize the cost of inventory management and storage with efforts to ensure sufficient inventory to meet both independent and dependent demands through material resources planning. Then the second one is minimize workforce demand and fluctuation. That means aggregate planning softwares uses data from demand forecast and material resource planning to calculate an optimal workforce plan, one that balances the cost of onboarding layoffs due to workforce fluctuation with the cost of workers, ideal time and overtime. Then the third one is maximize production rates while minimizing fluctuation. That is, aggregate planning software analyzes production capacity, whereas demand forecast to maximize the overall production rate while avoiding periods of ideal capacity. And the last one is maximize facility and production equipment utilization. That means the aggregate planning software accounts for available production equipment and facilities and targets maximum utilization over the aggregate planning period. Then we are discussing about benefits of aggregate planning. First one is stabilizes manufacturers' efforts, then facilitates lean manufacturers, then optimizes space and resource utilization, then lower operating costs, then improves on-time delivery, then improves supply chain relationship, then raises customer satisfaction. These are the main benefits of aggregate planning. Then we are going to discuss about aggregate planning strategies. The strategies are classified into three: level strategy, chase strategy, and hybrid strategy. The first strategy is level strategy. Level strategy looks to maintain a steady production rate and workforce level. In this strategy, organization requires a robust forecast demand as to increase or decrease production in anticipation of lower or higher customer demand. The advantages of level strategy is steady workforce, and the disadvantages of level strategy is higher inventory and increased backlogs. That means the level strategy is here the capacity and employment remains constant. At the same time, managers make changes in the level of inventory in the organization. The organization may also have a backlog or back order. Then the second strategy is chase strategy. Chase strategy looks to dynamically match demand with the production. That means it contrasts level strategy as the inventory level remains constant here. However, the demand is met by hiring and firing the workforce. The advantages of the chase strategy is lower inventory levels and backlogs. Disadvantages is lower productivity, quality and dispersed workforces. Then the third strategy is hybrid strategy or mixed strategy. This strategy looks to balance between level strategy and chase strategy. That means we call that mixed strategy. Simply, hybrid or mixed strategy means the combination of level strategy and chase strategy. That's all about this session. Thank you. Have a nice day.